Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys.
Your membership to gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race every Wednesday and Friday.
A lot of names, a lot of familiar faces, and another chance for $50 to sign up for PSR Gold. It's going to be a lot of fun. Why wouldn't you want to be on this list, huh? Frank, that's a great question. Does AI determine the winner? No, Frank. The fastest horse does. So shout out to everyone that's a member. We appreciate you guys. We let our horses run forever. 2.5 hours.
They were racing.
It's Antonio. Here we go.
And they are off.
You know I'm not winning this. My horse ain't like this.
And here comes Big Show, who says 2 minutes is too long. Big Show wants this race to end right now. Going to be moving into the stretch soon. K Wolf up front. Saturated making a move. And there's nasty motherfucking Nate. Director 97. And he should have been 40. He should have been 40. Director 97. $100. He wanting all the money.
Oh my God,
Director! And it's Director 97. Back.
Oh my God!
Fresh, take it home! You're 6'5", 4! Oh God! Saturated. Friedrich gonna come home with it. Is it Billy Friedrich's time? Is it his time? No, it's not. Cody Norton maybe this Philly the fight with as well. Philly the fight. How dare you throw the ace down? Does Coin have enough space to get home? Or will Gabby take care of business? Here comes the show. A third win for Director 97.
But Connor Mack picks out. He might be blowing his load a little bit too early. Does anybody? The contestant, here comes Iron Eagle out of nowhere. Iron Eagle.
It's a packed race. 5 seconds. Crystal from the back. Crystal.
All right. Say hey, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquett. Thank you guys for bearing with me with the long intro. Appreciate you guys as always. Let's start off real quick with some soccer action before I bring on my guest, Dabby Cap, because we have low-key been killing it in the soccer game, up 5 units on both tournaments. So real quick, let's talk about both tournaments games happening today, and then we can move on to the baseball. But it is nice to see everyone in the chat bright and early here. So let's get after it real quick. Let's go Argentina, Peru real quick. It's going to be an interesting game. No Messi. I still expect my future to be fine, by the way, player of the tournament, since he'll be in the finals most likely. But Peru here is going to be an interesting test. I go back and forth whether I wanted action on this game. I don't think I will. Peru, you just know, not a team that I typically trust or I will trust to score a goal here. And you guys know most of my action has been both teams to score in some form or fashion like that. And it's been cashing. We did that yesterday with the Uruguay game, and it was a good time. So shout out to that. But I'm going to go with no action in this first game here. And maybe Peru scores. I think maybe Argentina's energy level will be a little more lower, but I'm not going to have no action in this game. So we'll move on to the second game, Canada versus Chile here. An interesting matchup, to say the least here, because believe I'm going to look up now. The Canada needs to at least draw in this game. Yes, so they cannot lose this game. They're 3 points. Chile has 1 point so far, and if Chile wins this, obviously they'll be able to go through next round. Canada just needs to not lose this game. So I do like both teams to score in this game here. I think Canada, if they go down, they'll be highly motivated to score, obviously, because they need to win this game. And our guys at Chile with Claudio Bravo, shout out to him, who's been fucking goalie forever at this point now. But yeah, I think that there's both. Well, I think at least Chile will be high octane trying to score, and Canada has fast enough players to go on the counterattack. So the soccer play of the day, up 5 units so far on the season. It is both teams to score in this game. And I'm going to go both teams to score. And I want to see if I can get both teams to score in a draw, just to get an exact 1-1. Because both teams to score in this game is minus 140 to the yes. And I don't love that here. So I might have to do both teams to score and over 2.5 goals, which is always a little worrisome. But 1-1, we'll hopefully get it. So, all right. That'll be my play here. I've tried to stay in the plus money, and I will continue to do that. So, Chile, Canada, both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Yes, plus 175. Let me write that down real quick because I have to bet this after the show. Obviously, BTS, and this is actually the Alex Classic for those who knows. Plus 170. All right. All right. Thank you guys for bearing with me during this. Dabby Cab will be joining us here shortly. He's going to take a fat dab, and I respect that. I respect that highly. So we appreciate you guys for jumping in early in the chat here. Again, apologies for the long intro on a Saturday. I was a little preoccupied, so I needed a little bit of time to get my shit together here. So shout out to you guys. Thank you, Skunt, Wine Time, Rocco, Justin McKelvey's stacks play of the day, the over 8.5 in the Houston Astros game. By the way, I believe it was Clark Edge. Clark Edge now on the stake list, owing me a steak. But shout out to you, Justin McKelvey. Stacks, 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 stacks. Shout out to you, Justin. People asking about the Euros action. I'll give you guys some thoughts on Switzerland, Italy here. I think this is a tough game, honestly. I've kind of gone back and forth of, the dogs to take in the second round. Because, we all know that there's going to be some certain dogs that qualify. Switzerland was interesting to me. Veteran team. We all know, shout out to my guy, Jordan Shaqiri. But I think Italy goes through, and I wasn't, too thrilled about my options there. Italy to qualify minus 145. Maybe if you're feeling froggy, you could take a 1-0 because this is what it feels like for Italy. But I didn't move on that game. And one of the dogs that I was semi-interested in was Denmark to knock off Germany. But, I find it kind of difficult to see Germany getting knocked out in the round of 16 at home. So I didn't move on either one of those games. Unfortunately, I don't know. I think I just like the Euro or the Copa America's tournament a little more right now. Maybe today just wasn't the day, but yeah, I will say that I don't know. Monday, July 1st, France versus Belgium. I will be betting France that day, so I'll tell you guys that now. But no action in the Euros, so I just quickly go through it. I don't hate the draw as well. And shout out to Flash, who says that once these games get into the round of 16. To just bet draws, halftime draw, full-time draw, and then both teams to win in penalties. Great value for both, and I like that. I've seen it cash a lot for Flash, so shout out to him. All right, let's get into the baseball action, and let's bring on our Saturday guest in his humble abode with power. It's one Dabby Cab. Dabby Cab, welcome to the program. How are you? It's nice to see you back at home.
It's funny. I was thinking, since you're going to be here for the All-Star game here in just a minute, I was just thinking like, oh, you know what? So many people owe Jose steaks. I'm going to pick somewhere nice. I was going to think like Papa Bros Steakhouse, Papa Do's Steakhouse. But then I remembered last time I got you a Wagyu steak, you didn't even fucking eat it. So
yeah,
I'm not going to do
a nice little steak night at your house will be A-okay. And I obviously don't know the difference between any kinds of steak. So you guys could give me shitty steaks and I wouldn't even notice. So it's fun. It's fun. But Dabby, it's nice to see you. Sorry for the long intro. I had to get my shit together, but it's nice to see you. I'm on a little bit of a warm streak, right? I'm not calling it a hot streak. We're warm right now in the baseball. We're feeling good. So I'm glad you're here. And let's get after it here. All right. Rockies, White Sox, a game that I know Daddy Cab despises talking about. Two teams that he fucking hates. But I've become a pseudo White Sox fan over the last few weeks, betting on them first fives pretty consistently. It's not been too bad. Again, I've said many times, they're one of the few teams in the league this year that are positive first five records, which is kind of funny to see. But let's talk about Jonathan Cannon, who did fuck me. I bet on him last time when he was on this little hot streak he was on, and he had a horrid start last time out to lose me money. I can remember that one very clearly. 1 inning pitched, 8 runs unearned, I should say. 5 of them earned. So Detroit, and that was Detroit, two home runs, 1 strikeout, no walks there. That was coming off of 8 2/3 shutty against the Houston Astros. So I am a little concerned about what we're going to get from Cannon, but I do think this is another, just a good bounce back opportunity. Cal Quantrill has been one of our guys this year. Shout out to Port Dope. He's pitched just pretty well throughout the whole year. 3 earned runs in 6 innings against the Nationals, 3 earned runs in 5 innings against the Dodgers, 6 shutouts against Minnesota. I was, interested in an under in this game, or potentially taking Cannon again here. But let's check out the markets as always and see what they're saying. 74% of the bets and 45% of the money on the Chicago White Sox here. And I've got to refresh my odds pages here so I make sure that we have today's odds. That would help very nicely. This opened up at -108. You see it now at -111 here at our friends at Bet Online. So slow movement towards the White Sox here and totals wise here, because, truthfully, that is what I'm more interested in here. 94% of the bets and 74% of the money on the over. And we started this at a 8.5 and it is now a 9. Dabby Cab, what are your thoughts on this bum fight?
I'm not going to talk about this long. I mean, I'd probably trust Cal Quantrill a little bit more than Cannon. He's 23 years old right now. Tigers got to him pretty heavy his last start. I talk about this. It's tough to be, unless you're fucking Paul Skeens, it's tough to be a starter that comes up on a team like the White Sox or the A's. It's just, you don't get a lot of good advice from older pitchers because you don't have very many on there that can help you. You don't get and I know that sounds silly, but that shit's so important. Even in like the college level, when you get there, you've got to listen to the older guys, how to deal with certain things. I wouldn't back a young pitcher for the White Sox just because of the situation. So if I was going to bet this, I'd probably take the Rockies in the first 5.
Okay. Lean to Rockies first 5. No action here for me. And shout out to Troy Torrance and the cash cow play of the day. You know, I guess Troy should have put those 100 units on that cash cow. So shout out to you, my guy. Let's keep it rolling. And we're going to keeping a brisk pace here. Brisk, because that's my middle name. Carson Spears versus Sonny Gray here. Shout out to Sonny Gray, who we all know and affectionately love at this point. But let's talk about Carson, because I bet you not many people know who this guy is. A non-drafted free agent. So he clawed his way into the league. He's had 2 starts this year, few bulk relief appearances. His last 2 starts, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks, 1 walk against Pittsburgh. He went actually against Pittsburgh in a back-to-back, so that was his second start. His first start, basically the same, 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 earned runs, 5 Ks, 1 walk. Very funny, identical stat lines against the same team. Cubs relief appearance, he went 5 2/3 shutout innings, so he's not too bad, but it's not a guy that I want to back here and trust with the Cardinals. You know, the Cardinals have been decently better recently. Their bats have come alive a little bit. Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado look like they're a little further away from retirement. 12th this month, 109 weighted runs created plus against righties, but not enough for me to get there with old Carson Spears here. Sonny Gray, real quick, and we'll talk about the market in this game, and we'll pass it to my friend Dabby Cab over there. But Sonny's coming off of 3 really good starts, all 7 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run against the Giants, 7 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs against Miami, and 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run against Pittsburgh. He's just really good. He's just quietly going to be really good. And it's a little surprising to me, honestly, but shout out to Sonny Gray for carving himself out a pretty good career. So no action. Market, it is, let's see, where are you, Cardinals? 88% of the bets, 60% of the money on the Cardinals, and 68% of the bets and 65% of the money on the over. Debbie Cab, any thoughts?
Yeah, I want to take the Cardinals here, but fuck the price, man. I was just looking at how I'd bet it. I don't have all my bets in yet, so I'm going to be making them as we go. I've got a few in, but I don't know how I'd take them here. I guess I know everybody likes to create that -1 in the full game. You can do it in the first 5 also, and it looks like you can get around a -103 in the first 5. I mean, Sonny Gray's been Sonny Gray. He's been outstanding, and if you look at what he's done at home this season, he's 6-2. With a 1.51 ERA and a 145 opposing batting average. And that's through 8 starts. So it's a decent, sample size right there inside Busch Stadium. I want to back the Cardinals here. They're just trying to make it as hard as they can with the price, which makes sense. Both of these offenses are about the same. I guess I'd give the edge to the Cardinals just a little bit. But the edge to the pitching matchup easily goes to Gray here. I mean, like I said, a 145 opponent's batting average at home is just outstanding. So I'm going to think on it. I want to find a way to back the Cardinals. I got to figure out what it is.
Okay. No action. Excuse me. No action for me today on this game. So we'll keep it pushing. A lot of Cardinals and a little Reds love in the chat here as well. Very interesting. Keeping it rolling to, I think, maybe the most interesting series. Yankees, Blue Jays. Yankees finally offensively getting out of their rut. Score 15 runs yesterday, and it wasn't Soto and Judge doing all the scoring, which was nice to see. But now we've got Nasty Nestor Cortez, who we've talked about on this show extensively at this point, and how I've wanted to fade him all year, and I have. But we're starting to learn, I guess, when to fade him a little more, which is very nice. And let me tell you, I'll read his home road splits again because it's shocking to hear. Home, 1.84 ERA and 58 2/3 innings pitched. On the road, a 5.57 ERA, 42 innings pitched. I will continue to fade Nestor Cortez strictly on the road. Will not do it at home. So I'm going to fade him here. Real question is, do I want to trust the Blue Jays? I mean, I don't know. Dabby, what do you think? I'm going to sneeze. God, what do you think?
You know, I'm going to just wait. Look at the light. Open your eyes and look straight up.
All right. No, we're good. I fucking ate it. I ate that shit. But yes, Chris Bassett is a good pitcher. The Red Sox abused him a little bit, and they knew that he's a slow fucker to the plate, so they just stole on him last time out. And obviously, if the Yankees were smart, they'd do that, but it still only amounted to 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, and 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, and back-to-backs against him for the Red Sox. So he's still good. I think this could be an over kind of game. It could be an under kind of game. I've gone back and forth on it, Dabby. What do you think?
I'm actually, and I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm kind of with Top Set here. I wanted to get behind Cortez in this spot. But when I looked into the numbers for the Yankees against Chris Bassett, they're terrible. I mean, Aaron Judge has 12 at-bats. He's only hitting 167. We can go across a couple of – Juan Soto's got 9 at-bats. He's hitting 222. There's a few people that are hitting him, I guess. You can look I was about to say DJ LeMahieu. No, he's 12-0. He doesn't have a hit. He doesn't have a single hit. He's hitting 0 after 12 at-bats.
That's hilarious.
Grisham's hitting 250. Davis has 2 at bats. He's hitting 0. I mean, I can go through it. There's not a single hit. Verdugo's the only guy that hits him. He's 4 for 11. He's hitting 364, but he's the only one. Everybody else, and in those 12 at bats, Judge has 6 strikeouts, so he's really not seeing the ball well against him. I was kind of considering taking Judge's prop here today, but if he struck out 50% of his at bats against Bassett, obviously he doesn't see the ball well, or Bassett's got something figured out. So, as much as I wanted to take the Yankees here, they don't hit Bassett. And my whole angle was thinking that Bassett was going to get hit by them. So I'm just going to have to pass.
Dabby passing. I want to see how Nestor Cortez, his last few starts against the Blue Jays have gone. He's went in these is in 22 and then 1 and 23 and 3 and 22. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, 1 walk, 4-2 win. 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, and that was at Toronto, by the way. 4-2 win at home. At Toronto, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, and then again 4 innings. I mean, he just pitches well against them, honestly. Just has good success against the Blue Jays, it seems, as well. So
that's why Mal said maybe that's why this game is juiced heavily to the under. Maybe it is an under game, I guess. It's just it's hard when you have a team that's been struggling like the Yankees were. I'm sure you saw that shit with Stroman. What's your honest opinion, quick on the spot? You on Stroman's side, or you think you don't react to teammates like that?
No, Marcus Stroman's a prick. If I was his second baseman, I would try to fight him right fucking then and there. Yeah, honestly, I would be so pissed. But yeah, I mean, sure, Marcus Stroman might have a point. Gleyber Torres is a classic lazy Venezuelan, and I can say that because I am one.
Jesus Christ.
I can say that because I am one. I can say it. We can say that about each other.
Okay.
So I could see why he got pissed off. But fuck you. Don't do that on the mound.
No, you don't react like that.
He's always been an asshole.
I got a kid that's getting recruited from Baylor. The reason I wasn't on the show with Jimmy on Wednesday.
How'd that go?
It's good, man. It looks like he's going to get about a 70% scholarship, which in baseball, that's a really good offer. You don't get very many full rides in baseball. So anyways, I tell the kids that I'm working with, man, like if you're getting recruited and a scout sees you react to a teammate making an error or something like that, you're done. Like they're going to go find somebody else who's not a dickhead because there's so many people out there. I know that I'm just serious. I know Stroman's at that point now, but where he can do it a little bit, but that's not how you act on the mound. That's childish shit, man.
Yeah, no, I don't like Marcus Stroman either. By the way, this line opened up at -110, -110 even money. And now, as you guys can see on the screen, it went all the way up to -120 and now up to -128 for the New York Yankees here today. That is nuts. And by the way, you must be thinking there's a shitload of money on the Yankees. Well, you can be right. 74% of the money, 73% of the bets on the New York Yankees there. So, and the line just climbing. Now it's at -136. Good God. Okay, so the Yankees definitely seem like they're the spot here today, but
damn,
I'm going to write down the under. I'm going to write down the under here, Dabby Cab, because I do think that the Nasty Nestor can pitch well here. One of the few times on the road where he's got good numbers against the team. So we'll see how it goes. But so under 8.5, and yes, I'm taking full game under here. I probably shouldn't because of the fucking Toronto Blue Jays bullpen, and we just saw it yesterday. But let me line shop and see, excuse me, what I can find here. First 5 under is juiced to hell as well, -127. So we'll see. We'll have a full in-depth analysis on that here in a moment. But let's keep it pushing here as well onto our next game. And that next game is a barn burner here. The Phillies versus the Marlins. Who wins this series? Actually, no, they did win the last game, or the first game, I think it was. So it's very funny. So we're gonna see who comes out on top: Rodri Munoz or Aaron Nola. I know this is the matchup everyone's excited to watch, I'm sure, but I have no action on it, as everyone can probably guess. Way too big of a favorite, and I don't trust the Marlins to come through for me unless they're -300. 92% of the bets, 84% of the money on the Phillies here. This line opened up at -240. It is up to -247 and our friends at Bet Online. And for the total, 95% of the bets on the over, only 52% of the money, though. So that's very interesting. Only 5% of the bets and 48% of the money on the under in this game. Shockingly enough. I have no action here, Dabby Cab. I don't trust Aaron Nola, even to that matter. He just has not been a guy that, frankly, deserves to get all this gigantic juice on his side. And they have no Bryce Harper and they have no Kyle Schwarber, both on the IL. So maybe another under look for me. Bye, Helga. Helga's leaving for the day. Everyone say bye to Helga.
Bye, Helga.
Bye. It is not better, actually. Can you flip it? Thank you so much. Now I'm in the darkness. I am not. So there we go. Dabby Cap, go ahead.
I love when I line up with, somebody in the chat, especially somebody that I, respects capping like Rocco. I got $500 on Marsh already today. It's a little bit juiced, and everybody bets different amounts. Usually I'm around 200 when I bet. So this is a little bit bigger bet than me. For a little bit bigger bet for me. Excuse me. I cannot speak today. I got 500 on Marsh, over 1.5 hits plus runs plus RBIs. It's sitting at -130. So I took a little juice on it, and I really thought about taking the plus money that our guy Rocco's on at the over 1.5 bases. And if I wasn't betting, a little bit more than usual, I would probably just stick with the 1.5 bases. But since I'm going over my usual bet, I got the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. So let's talk about it a little bit. In his last 10 games, Marsh is hitting .323. He's got 10 hits, a home run, 5 RBIs. He's scored 4 runs in those 10 games. This is a spot where he's been 4th in the lineup. They're moving him up in the lineup. He's hitting, where is he hitting on the season? About 270, I think. I don't have the numbers in front of me. But he's getting a spot moving up in the lineup with Harper and Schwarber out that, he's a key guy. And I've always liked, Marsh at the plate. I've always trusted him. I think this is a righty that's floundering a little bit. And I think he's in a great spot to get, a hit and an RBI early and quick and cash this for us.
All right. Beautiful. Well, I hope that cashes for you. That's very exciting here. All right. I don't think I'm going to move on this game, and it's not going to be a big deal. So we'll move on. And by the way, I find it very funny that people actually said bye to Helga there. So thank you, J Dub, Vitalis, Justin, Mally Mal. I got a good chuckle out of that. So thank you all. All right. Let's keep moving here, Dabby. No action for me. You're on Brandon Marsh over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs for a large bet. I'll admit it. Hands up. $500 is not my unit size.
It's not my unit size either. That's why I pointed it out that I'm betting more on it.
Well, hey, you fucking I see you make $500 bets all the time. You fucking drag your nuts across the floor frequently.
But I've been very clear on here. I'm a terrible example, bro. Like I don't stick, I might bet 150 on my next bet. And I know that people are like, oh, that's terrible. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm just trying to win when I like the bet. Today I got 500 on Marsh.
That's funny. I never change my bet size anymore. I can never do it because I know if I go up, I'm going to lose. So it's one of those classic cases. But Shout out to you. I am excited. I'll be watching this game and I'll be sweating that bet out with you now. Let's go to my squad. Boston Red Sox, San Diego Padres. Unsurprising Friday loss if you follow these Red Sox. They lose on Fridays and they win on Sundays. That's how they've somehow ended up winning all these series. And today we've got Tanner Houck, the ace on the bump, versus Michael King, a guy that I think the Red Sox can get to. Obviously, Yankees passed, so these guys know him. And Rafael Devers, of all people, hits him pretty well, which is nice to see. 12 at-bats, 2 home runs, 5 hits, 4 walks as well. So I definitely wouldn't hate if anyone took his total base prop today or a home run. But I do like the Red Sox here today, Dabby. There's 76 and 84% of the bets and money on the Red Sox, which is obviously an issue. And this line, oh boy. Oh no. This line went from minus 145 down to minus 135 here with all that money and all those bets on the Red Sox. That is those are red flags if you're a Red Sox bettor here. And I like I said, I came in here liking the Red Sox here today, but maybe we do the flip. Maybe we'll do the flip. 90% of the bets, 91% of the money on the over in this game. This went from an 8.5 juice to the over. It is now minus 115 to the over. The 8.5 was minus 125. So very interesting. Dabby Cab, what do you have to say about this game?
If you've listened to me, the Padres are one of my teams that I know pretty well. You don't go against the Padres with the right-handed pitcher. I mean, this might be the spot where you do because he's a little bit better than the pitchers they've been facing recently. But the Padres absolutely tear up right-handers. I didn't bet it, so I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I can pull them up real quick if you guys want. I'm just telling you right now, the Rockies, the Padres, they destroy right-handers, and 8 of their last 10 games have gone over. So I kind of lean towards the over here. I couldn't get there. I couldn't back Michael King. He, against the Red Sox, he's got 10 appearances. And in those 10 appearances, he's got 5.57 ERA, 23 strikeouts and 10 walks. So a little bit too many walks there. So I just don't trust Michael King. I trust the Padres to maybe get some runs, but I don't trust Michael King. So what that equals is an over. I like the over.
Yeah, I would like the over in this game if the line wasn't trickling down. That's my only issue, and that'll be the thing that keeps me off. But I'll say this: Padres are live here once again. I think the Padres are live. I don't think I'll have the balls to move on them, but I do think the Padres are very live in this game to come out on top here. So I no Red Sox bets for me there. By the way, Dabby Cab. I don't know if you know this, but obviously the All-Star game and All-Star break is on like Monday, Tuesday this week, or not this week, this year. Do you know what comes out the day before the All-Star? I think is the Home Run Derby, perhaps.
Does it have to do with baseball?
No.
Sports?
Something's going to make you very happy. Yes.
Sports?
EA Sports College Football comes out the day before, Dabby.
Man,
and of course, I've already pre-ordered it. I've paid my $100.
I get like every sports game, and I play like 3 games on it throughout the entire. I'll play like 3 total games throughout the whole year before the next one comes out. I got the new show, and I played it twice. I'll still play any of you motherfuckers in the chat right as soon as this show ends. We can stream it. I'll play you, but we're at least $25 minimum. 25.
Well,
I said 50.
Jesus, I say this to say that we're obviously
somebody play me
going
from the show for 100 a day in the chat. This shit'll be a blast. Let's do it right after this.
I brought that up to say that we will probably end up playing on stream the new NCAA game. That'll be very fun. I'm obviously going to bring my Xbox, so you don't have to worry about that. But yes, I'm just letting you know that is happening, and that first day I'm at your house, Dabby, it might be like, yeah, I'm not going out to do anything, Dabby. I'm just gonna sit here and play Dynasty mode for the next 24 hours straight. Thank you very much.
Will you play me? Like, okay, I know that you don't want to play me for $20 after this. Let's stream it. in the show.
I'm not playing you in the show. The show sucks balls. I'll play you in
man?
fucking college football. That's why I brought it up. I won't have played the game because it just came out. It'll be even. It'll be fun. You'll enjoy it. All right, and you can be A&M, and I'll be UTSA, and I'll still whoop your ass.
Craig would. That shit would piss me off.
Oh man, that would be really funny.
Well, I used to play. I used to do certain things for money, like I'd wager on certain things, like on Call of Duty and shit. And if your power goes out, you lose. Like you got to fucking pay. It's over, and the money's already put up before the game starts.
Daddy, what platform? Daryl wants to know.
I got Xbox, but I mean it's cross. You can cross systems with it, so don't matter.
So there you go, Daryl. There you go, Daryl. If you want the smoke, you know where to find it. Brewers, Cubs. Justin Steele has still not recorded a win yet. It is a long time in this season, and it's been 0-3 for the fucking longest time. And guess what? I don't think he's getting it today. I don't. Tobias Myers and the Brewers have been, just good all year. They've been one of the squads this year that I've struggled to kind of bet on, honestly, because they're just one of those teams like the Guardians that you just never know what you're going to get with these guys, and they always seem to play well. I respect them highly enough to not to fade them here, and I like Tobias Myers. When he first came up, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And he's pitched well enough for me to have him on a radar and to respect him enough to not fade him. His last 4 starts, he's given up 2 earned runs combined, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 6 1/3 shutout, 6 innings, 1 earned run, and an 8 shutout innings. Just been good. Maybe it's time for him to get touched up, but I'm not trying to time this shit out. So I stayed off this game too. And let's look at Brewers against lefties. Especially this month, that'll be the indicator to see how live the Cubs are. 79, only 79 weighted runs created plus, and 25th in the league are the Brewers for the full month. Let's chop it down to the last 2 weeks and see specifically how they've done. Milwaukee, 17th, 108 weighted runs created plus, so not bad, and 107 plate appearances. And real quick, let's chop it down one more time into this week. How have they done against lefties? Because it seems like, in this last week, only 41 plate appearances, but 204 weighted runs created plus. It seems like they're hitting lefties as of late. I still trust Justin Steele, honestly, to get the job done here and pitch well. But, I mean, Tobias Myers can match him 0 for 0, which is obviously a concern if you're going to try to bet him here, which does lead me towards an under. Truthfully, maybe first 5, obviously, because we know that the Cubs bullpen is disgustingly bad. 89% of the bets, 62% of the money on the over in this game. And we went from, let's see where this Cubs logo is. We went from an 8.5 minus 105 to now we're just seeing full cross 8s across the board. So very interesting. I am definitely interested in this under, Dabby Cab. What do you have to say about this game?
I mean, if you can get a 4.5 in the first 5, that's fucking crazy. I don't know why. The only thing that would worry me is why are they giving you such a good number? If I'm being honest, Myers, in his last 4 outings this month, he's got a .71 ERA. I mean, he's been
wow. Dabby, I hate to interrupt you, but this is crazy. So you're getting a 4.5, but you're not even just getting a 4.5. You're getting a 4.5 juice to the over. So you're getting 4.5 minus 115 to the over, minus 105 to the under. That is fucking crazy. You don't not see that.
We don't.
Yeah. That's
well, and not only that, you look at Steele, it's important to see like certain teams get behind certain pitchers, right? They get on the mound. Like you're talking about Aaron Nola, like, why Aaron Nola? Well, the Phillies put up runs for Aaron Nola because even when he's not that good, they score for him. That's why he's 9-3. Justin Steele is in the exact opposite boat. You see that 0-3 record? You know how many games that they've lost that he's pitched in? 8 out of 10. In his 10 starts this season, they've lost 8 games. It's just sitting at 0-3 because it's usually tied when he comes out of the game. They do not support Justin Steele. Under in the first 5 is only thing that makes sense to me here. The books must know something we don't. And why the fuck is it only an 8 full game, but they're giving you a 4.5 juiced to the under in the first, or excuse me, over. Said that backwards.
Yeah, I think that's crazy. And that's what's going to keep me off as well. We don't see that often.
But so hold on. We're gonna stay off because the number's too good. That sounds. I don't know.
I 100% believe in that shit. There are traps these fuckers lay for us, and sometimes if it's too good to be true, it is. It is indeed. So no action for me. It's just,
this is gonna be a stupid question, but I've never bet the prop for somebody getting walked. It's just not something I don't bet. But Jay Stone is in the chat talking about, and somebody else dropped it earlier. They told me that I should bet Marsh to get walked is a little bit of a hedge. So whenever I'm on Alvarez or Ohtani or people like that, they always get intentionally walked. Does that still count? Do you cash your walk bet if somebody gets intentionally walked? Yeah. Oh, well, then I'm going to start doing that every fucking time when I'm on Alvarez or somebody like that.
I don't know. I don't forgot who it was the other day I was on. But they literally went, their stat line was 0 for 1 for the game. And I was like, what the fuck? And I looked, there's like 0 for 1, 3 walks, and a flyout. I was like, what the fuck is this? This is ridiculous. I got a good laugh out of it. It pissed me off, obviously, because I lost money, but I was just like, this is absurd. All right. No action here for me, and no action for Dabby. We're sketched out by that first 5 line being seemingly too good. Here. So if I had to make a bet on this game gun to head, I'd end up making the first 5 over official just because of how sketchy that line is. Let's go to our next game. Good game here. And speaking of traps, we've talked about this game, or this series a few times now. First 2 games, the Royals. The first one especially, because it was -110 Cleveland Guardians on the road. We were like, oh my God, this is too good to be true. The Guardians are so hot. And I said, this is absolutely a trap, but I'll take it. And we took it. We lost 2-1. It's like, all right, well, that was the most obvious trap in the world. We go to yesterday. Same line. It's like, okay, here we are again. This is a Guardians team that I think is better. -110. It looks too good to be true. But I stay off this time because I thought, oh, this is a trap again. Fucking Royals steamroll their ass. Here we are again now. Finally, the Royals are now favored, but if they weren't favored with Cole Raggins on the bum, then I don't know. They're going, and it's not a sweep. I'm assuming they play tomorrow, 4 games. But man, the Royals were on a down streak. They were 2-8. Now they face the first place Guardians. They win the first 2 games. Really galvanizing a team right there, I think. I think the Royals could be back, I guess, to being, I don't know. I don't call them good, but, playoff contending good. And Cole Raggins is their ace, so I'm staying off this game as well. Unfortunately, I like Tanner Bybee a whole lot. You can obviously make a case for the under in this game here. 2-1 last time, or two games ago. The Royals go off for a bunch of runs last game. You can see it. And by the way, 91% of the bets, 86% of the money on the over in this game. And actually, Dabby Cap, wow, what a movement here. Now, Dabby, I listen to the market. I'm a market disciple. I'm a whore to the market, some people will say. But Mikey Money, you know him, you love him. He has gotten me on one trend that I've told everyone many times. I fucking hate betting. I hate betting it. But I am 4-0 betting it, and technically 5-0 because I doubled up last time betting it. These full runs down from the original number have just been cash cow money spots if you bet the over. I don't know why. It confuses me. I hate it. But and all the money's on the over and the line just plummets down and we still bet the over and we still win. Now, and these are not been close either, like we've talked about. And this opened up, Dabby, at let me see here. This opened up. I just fucking had it right in front of my goddamn cunt face. It opened up at an 8.5, -120. BetOnline now has a 7 available. So I will be taking a first 5 and a full game over in this game now. Full run down, even full run plus down, which is crazy. I'm taking it, Dabby. So what do you think about this game?
I'll root for you, man. You know, the Guardians struck out 11 times in that opener. I think that's, you know, it's always important to pay attention to something. And they're coming off being hot. I mean, their offense was hot as could be. And then they've cooled off a little bit here recently. They had 11 strikeouts against Waka. You know, Raggins, you know, because I saw him when he was throwing with Texas also. So I've been watching him for a while. I don't know. I think he's pitching above his means. I think he comes back down, but we'll see. We'll see. I know a lot of people really like him. This is a tough game for me, Jose. I'm going to stay off. I think the line's right where it should be. The total's where it should be. The line's where it should be. I think they did a good job with this one.
Well, Dabby, I know you love betting. I know you love betting a 3.5 over first 5.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't give a fuck who's on the mound. Anybody can put up 4 runs in the blink of an eye. It's not that hard.
Well, I'm taking it here. Over 7 minus 130. I don't love that I'm getting a 7 minus 130, but whatever. And first 5 over 3.5 minus 108. It's just like, ugh. I hate betting it. It goes against all my market capping, ideals, but winning is winning. And I will fucking take it in any form I can take it. So first 5 full game over for me. Let's ride, Justin. Good luck, everyone in the chat that is on any bets in this game. Like our guy Top Center Royals first 5. Good luck, my guy. Intended by be very good this year, Vitalis. Vitalis, as some people call you. Very good. Next, Dabby Cabs, Houston Astros versus the New York Metropolitans here. And we did cash on the Mets yesterday.
You know that the Rangers and Astros are rivals, right? So you just tell me that I like both teams, but if I was I'm just going to say, if I was actually a fan of either team, then I would hate the other. That's like if every time the Yankees and the Red Sox, I was like, Jose's Yankees and Red Sox. Like,
well, you did do that for the first few months of the season.
I love the Yankees this year, so I don't know what else to say. They're your favorite fucking baseball.
You like the Astros too. It's all right.
Nestor Cortez is your favorite pitcher, and that's why you want to.
Yeah, I look like him. That's why. I look like him. He's a fat, dumpy lefty with a shitty mustache. That's me. I wish that if I would have known what I know now about pitching when I was younger, I would just been the asshole that's doing all the fucking Nestor Cortez bullshit on the mound. That would have been hilarious to do back in the day. But yeah, you're just a Texas guy, Dab. You support all Texas teams, Texas represent.
I just try and bet the things that I know. I just bet the things that I know because that's how I make better money.
All right, and I respect that. I don't, obviously. I bet the things I don't know, and it does not work for me, as people see. But we're working now. And speaking of working, Stacks play of the day. God damn it, Justin. I know you're breaking that cold streak today, you son of a bitch. I know it. Here today, the streak ends, Justin. I believe in you. We're going to keep stacking these fucking racks.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
Over 8.5 in this game. Whew. All right. Well, Dabby, I'm sure you watched some of the game yesterday.
For the first 5 innings, and then I stopped watching because I pushed my bet.
Oh, okay. Well, Grimace is game changer, apparently. By the way, have you ever seen after a win, the team stay out in the field and watch one of their players fucking do karaoke on the field?
No. Were they going to do that even if they lost? That's my question. As soon as I saw the first thing I thought was was he going to do this shit even if they lost? Because that's gross if so.
I guess not. I hope not. But I saw that and I was like, the vibes on the Mets just must be illustrious right now. This must be the best the Mets clubhouse has felt in the last 5-10 years, maybe. They're winning games. They're above 500 now. And God damn it, I kind of want to bet them again. I've been on them a lot in this kind of winning streak they've been on. And it's kind of like how you say, Dabby, stick to your teams or whatever. I'm obviously paraphrasing. And I kind of want to bet them again. And it's just one of those situations where like I'll just keep betting them until they lose like 3 straight, something like that. Because they've just been hot. I like this Mets team right now, and I kind of want to bet them here. Market, and I want to hear, of course, Dabby's analysis before I make any rash decisions. 51% of the bets, 75% of the money on the Astros here. So ticket splits even, bigger bets on Los Astros. We have the total, unsurprisingly, 90% of the bets, 92% of the money on the over. By the way, the most money on an under today, because we've been kind of mentioning that no one bets unders apparently anymore. The Rangers-Orioles game, 44% of the bets and 40% of the money on the under. Closest we get to any under love here today. So, I mean, it's tough. What do you think here, Dabby?
I'm on the first 5 again with the Astros, just like I was yesterday. I pushed my bet yesterday. Look, I give the edge to Valdez. He has had some blow-up games this year. He really has. And the reason his ERA is inflated because a couple times he's given up, 8 runs and he's had some blow-up starts. But I still give the edge to Valdez over Miguel. And also, the Astros are the better hitting team. I don't care. Like right now, the Mets are hot. I get it. But overall, I think I've got the better hitter or better hitting team, and I've got the better pitcher. So the first 5, I can get it at -118. I just got to go with it.
Okay. Respect, Dabby. Unfortunately, I'm doing what I did yesterday to you again. I'm taking Mets full game money line, and I'm going to take the over in this game because that's kind of like a mini hedge for me, I guess. Miguel, hand up. He's not the best pitcher in the world. And Astros lineup, we know, very good still. But Mets against lefties this year, or I guess specifically this month, they're crushing. I think Framberg can get touched up. I think Miguel can get touched up. Dabby, actually, I can hear your voice in my head right now saying, I think Miguel gets touched up for 3 earned runs, and I think that Framber Valdez can give up 2 earned runs. The first 5 totals 4.5. Bam, whatever.
That's exactly how you do it. You look at the starters and you kind of just think where they're going to be at when you finish. I always give it a range of a couple runs.
See, so I have Dabby's voice in my head, and that's why I'm betting the over in this game. And I'm not betting first 5 over. Because I specifically suck dick right now at first 5 total. So full games, for whatever reason, have been working. I'm going to stick to full game. So, yeah. And by the way, Morgan Swinner mentioning the winds blowing out. I think the wind swirls in the Mets stadium, in Shea Stadium, wherever the fuck they're calling it, Citi Field. So I don't know if it matters that much, but I'll take it. So full game, over 8.5. And by the way, I don't think I mentioned this. The market in this game for the total opened up at 8 -120 and went up to 8.5 -115 with over money on the over. So makes me feel better about betting a 92 and 90% spot here. So I like that. And for the money line here, the Astros opened up at -115 and now flipped to -106 for the New York Metropolitans there. First 5 wise, just for Dabby's sake, I'd like to see how it's moved a little bit. First 5 wise, actually, Dabby Cab has moved towards the Astros. So I definitely like your bet still.
Just because you want to get to the Astros bullpen. That's why you take full game with the Mets.
100%. I will continue to be one of the few voices on the gambling universe that says this fucking Astros team is not good. I don't trust them, and their bullpen is fraudulent. Now,
well, I mean,
that being said,
their starting pitching staff is injured, man. If they were healthy,
100%,
they're not good is just irresponsible capping. They're injured.
Well,
right now.
Dabby, I love saying irresponsible things like the Texas Rangers aren't going to win the World Series or make the playoffs. So
last year, hey, you can say it now. They ain't going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I know these fucking dickheads are playing like I thought they would last year. Fucking assholes.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're bad. They're a really bad baseball team.
Well, we'll see. I have the my team to not win the World Series this year was the Dodgers. So we'll see.
I think they've got the best odds to win the World Series right now.
Yeah, fuck them. They ain't winning shit.
I think it's Dodgers, Yankees, and then Phillies. I'm not sure. I haven't looked in like a week, so it could have.
You guys in the chat will realize that if you buy your team, if you just go out in free agency and sign a shitload of players, I will not think you're going to win in year one. That is just a consistent theme for me across sports. I just let everyone know that if you do that, I will not believe in you in year one. Year two, like if the Rangers didn't win the World Series last year, this year I'd be a huge Rangers guy, I'm sure. But whatever. So I'm on the Mets here. Excuse me. At Dabby Cab on first 5, Astros, and goddamn, let's cash all our bets here for us all. It'd be nice. Let's go 4-3 first 5 for the Astros, and then the Mets storm back in the 9th inning, down 4 runs, and win 9-4. I don't know. Whatever. That's what I want here. So let's keep it moving here. And again, God bless you, Grimace. God bless you. Oakland A's, Arizona Diamondbacks. Tabby doesn't like talking about the Oakland A's. He doesn't.
It's not that I don't like talking about them. I just don't bet the White Sox and the A's every day like you do.
I love it. I love betting these teams. I love betting these bums. I'm pro bum. Now, does that mean I'm going to bet against the bum against Zach Gallen at home, who is arguably the best home pitcher in the last few years? No. This was a very easy stay off for me. I respect Hogan Harris. I think Hogan Harris could pitch well here. He has turned from Oakland A's pond scum to me to now could be a quality pitcher in this league. Like, could be a decent pitcher. We'll see him throughout his 6 years of service time. Arizona, though, 111 weighted runs created plus against lefties. Not a good sign. And Oakland against righties, they are 25th this month, 83 weighted runs created plus. And Zach Gallen is very good. So, maybe this is an upset, but I'm not willing to put my money on it and find out. So I stayed off this game. And it's going to be very interesting to see how Gallen does here today because I think he's coming off the IL. Yep, he's coming off the IL here today with a hamstring injury. And we know Pete likes to bet on, and I say Pete Loshak likes to bet on pitchers coming off the IL without an arm injury because, Dabby, I'm sure you can relate. When you're a pitcher and you're hurt, you're just sitting there and you're just like throwing, doing bands, like you're just like doing something with your arm.
When you're hurt.
Well, not your arm, but you can fucking just sit there and just toss and shit. If you're
Tell me how you throw that again one more time. That was pretty good.
Thank you. But yeah, I have no action in this game. Dabby Cab, any thoughts?
This is another one where I like maybe the idea of creating that -1 line. I guess -130 is not too bad. You can get -130 in the first 5. I'm not even though it's not an arm injury, I'm not getting behind Gallen in his first start back. One way that I do bet the A's though is I like to take a pitcher that I think is a good pitcher who's been struggling. When they get the A's, I like to take them to bounce back because the A's, if you're ever struggling, the A's are the team that you want to see on the lineup that you're pitching against. I think the Diamondbacks take care of business here tonight, especially after losing last night. I don't got a problem with the run line full game. I just don't take those for home teams. So I'd maybe create that -1 in the first 5.
Yep, agreed. By the way, Troy Torrance cash cow on the Diamondbacks today. And by the way, cash cow has gotten back into form. So shout out to you, Troy Torrance. I might dip my toe in the water, Troy Torrance, with the Cowcat parlay again here with Arizona money line and the over in the Cleveland Kansas City game here. So I might.
Hey, shout out to Dommy in the chat, man. That was awesome. Yes. What you guys put on for Tease last night.
Yeah, shout out to you, Dommy Gunn. I hope you're doing well, my man, as well. But yes, great time for Tease last night. Got to tune in and watch some. It was a good time. So shout out to all of you there who watched. And shout out to you, Dommy Gunn, for helping that shit be possible. I know planning shit like that is very difficult. very stressful. A lot of people coming at you for information. So I understand that. And I'm glad that you did it, Dami, and you're through it. And now people can leave you the fuck alone. So shout out to you, Dami Gunn. All right. Game of the day. Everyone's going to be watching this game. Livy Dunn's boyfriend versus Max Fried here. By the way, just for the record, Livy Dunn, very attractive woman, sure. I didn't get what all the hype was about for the longest time. Like
Bro, what are you talking about? She can literally put her feet like behind her head.
Sure.
The fuck, Jose. I think you're
What
missing
that does nothing for me, Dabby Cab. That does nothing.
I'm sure it does.
Does nothing. Put your fucking legs behind your head. I'm gonna if a woman did that during coitus with me, just throw her legs like that.
Oh, you ain't never put a girl's legs over her head? What the fuck, Jose?
There's
Man,
not many
Jose's sitting in missionary like, we got this coming in home.
No, there's not many women that just throw their fucking feet behind their ears.
Oh, you put it on your shoulders and go to work. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about literally fucking throwing their feet behind their ears. If some woman did that and turned into a pretzel, I'd be like, what the fuck? Is this the exorcism? What is this? What is this?
Lambert Pig said Jose's doing the belly on belly.
And Justin saying that does nothing for you. Are you kidding me?
God.
Oh man, that's hilarious. By the way, Dami Gunn's going to the Mets game tonight, and he's got Mets plus 102. Shout out to you, Dami. I'm on there, Mets with you. It's very funny. I guess not. I guess I haven't experienced the fucking girl pretzel yet, because I think that I just look at the girl like, what are you doing? Let's be adults here. Why are your feet tickling your ears? But let's get back to the game here. Maybe I am showing my age, Kelly. Maybe I am. You're right. Paul Skeens, we got on this track because of Livy Dunn. I thought she was, average looking woman, whatever. She's pretty, but shout out to her. Paul Skeens versus Max Fried. I mean, how is this game not an over? This game obviously screams
over.
Or sorry, under. Excuse me. How does this not go under? This screams under to me here. At least first five. 91. Wow, this is shocking. 91% of the bets and 88% of the money on the Braves here. People finally saying, "Fuck you, Paul Skeens." And guess what? Books are making it much more appealing to take the Braves. It was at minus 153. Now at minus 144. Saying, hey, you want to fade Paul Skeens? Potentially the next great pitcher in baseball? Already a top 10 pitcher in baseball? Come on. Here's a better line to do it, too. So I'm like, oh, man, maybe I need to move on Paul Skeens here. Total action is now where I'm going to focus on and kind of where I was looking, because I wanted to take a first five under here. And I have said earlier in the program that I've been getting kind of murdered on first fives, but this one here just, again, screams it. 83% of the bets, 81% of the money on the over. I'll never understand why there's so much overlove in every game. I get it to an extent, but in this one, with Paul Skeens and Max Fried, that just doesn't make sense to me. Opened up at 7.5, juice to the over, minus 120 is now 7.5, minus 118 to the under. This went from a 4.5, juiced minus 125. Sure, you can tell me that's a 3.5 already, but it's there now, minus 115 to the over. I mean, I like the unders here, and I like the Pirates, and I might move on both. Dabby, what are your thoughts?
I guess the value is on the Pirates in the first five, right? I mean, I guess, but do you really trust the Pirates to score runs off Fried? That's my problem with this. Like, as much as I'm like, oh, Paul Skeens, I want to get behind him at plus money in the first five. Are the Pirates going to score any damn runs? I don't fucking know. I don't know. And if they don't, the Braves can still get a couple off Skeens. He's not invincible. He's great, but I mean, he still gives up a little bit. This game is tough, man.
I agree. This game is tough. This is the marquee matchup of the day. As we all know, any Paul Skeens starts gets the eyes. Dabby, by the way, I said that Paul Skeens already a top 10 pitcher in baseball. How do you feel about that?
Explain what you're saying, like all time or like right now?
Right now. What are you, all time? Kidding me?
Yeah, well, he can't be. Well, then, yeah. Is he one of the top 10 pitchers in baseball right now? I mean, no shit.
Yeah.
That's not a.
You think so?
That was not a bold
that's so
statement.
Crazy. He's had like 6 starts. He's had 6 starts.
8, right? Is it 6?
I don't know. I have no idea. He's had like less than 10, and he's already a top 10 pitcher in baseball. That's fucking insanity.
I mean, yeah, it is pretty crazy, but it's like we knew that though. We saw what he had at LSU. Everybody knew what was going to happen. Like, there's a reason why he came up and did what he did. There's nothing surprising here. The only thing we want to see with Skeens is, can he keep that fucking cannon healthy, man? Can he be one of the people that can throw 100 plus and not get hurt? That's what we want to see.
Man, I agree with you there. And the Pirates are doing a good job, by the way, keeping him healthy. Did you know, Cab, that he has not thrown over 100 pitches yet?
Good. He shouldn't. There's absolutely no excuse for the Pirate. There's no excuse for the Pirates to overthrow him right now. Don't be like the fucking Angels.
He has not thrown 100 pitches yet. He's gotten close. He's gotten like 96, 95, like around there, like high 90s, but has not gotten to 100 yet, which I find fascinating. All right, Justin. You're on with the stake bet here. Full game under 8.5 for me.
8.5? The fuck you
Sorry,
get that?
7.5. I don't know why I got 8. Where I got 8.5 from?
Give me that 8.5. Give me that 8.5. Shit.
7.5. Excuse me, 7.5. I have to get the juice here now. I have to now fucking make sure I'm really on it. Minus 118 here. Jesus. And then full game money line plus 132. And Justin, I owe you a stake currently, so I'm getting it back from you right now.
Well, Justin, that's how Jose, and for anybody in the chat, that's how he likes to do it. Like, so for me, he took like the Celtics to win the series at minus 300 against the Mavericks and was like, oh, stake bet. And then against you, he's like, let me go ahead and add an extra run to the total, Justin, and we'll make this stake bet. Yeah, Jose knows what he's doing.
I did not push you guys into making the stake bet. I simply offer them, and you can say yes or no. Did I know I was baiting you, Dutch and LJ, into the stake bet? Yes, I did.
I don't even remember making the bet with you, but I'll own it and just assume that I did.
Yeah, it's on Medicate Monday. It was a beautiful day. It made me happy. You, Dutch, and LJ all just in one fell swoop.
I'm not sure if I just agreed with them and you just threw me in
you
there.
You did. Yeah, it was 100% what happened. Yes.
Well, so
they were very confident, and then that's a Texas team, so you can't say no.
No. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I think I was probably just like, yeah. And you're like, all right, all three of you guys stake bet.
All right. Justin, we're in. I owe Justin a stake now as it is. We've gone back. I think I've gone back and forth. Like Justin and I are like 3-3 in stake bets against each other now. But he's up. I should say 3-4 then. But I'm on Braves. Full game under here. 7.5 minus 118. And Pirates. Los Pirates. Full game money line plus 132. Let's go. All right. Nationals, Rays. Jake Irvin, one of my guys this year that I've backed and I enjoy backing versus Aaron Savali. Dabby, you say I'm a Yankees fan and you say I bet the White Sox every day. The team that I actually bet almost every day is the Nationals, to obviously varying results. But good God, this national team in a few years is going to be good. Now, the shitty part about this, they called up their top 3 prospect, James Wood, but he's not making his debut until Monday. So that sucks. He's going to be very good, and he's going to anchor that Nationals outfield for a long time, but we don't get him today, and I don't know if this Nationals offense is going to be able to come through for Jake Irvin here. So I do expect him to pitch well, but can I trust the Nats offense is constantly the questions when you're betting them. Now, Braves offense this month against righties, 108 weighted runs created plus. The Nationals are 17th at 99 weighted runs created plus, so still average. So I lean under in this game, and I obviously lean Nationals, but I have not gotten there yet. The market in this game, let's start off with the total, since we were mentioning it early here. 90% of the bets and 88% of the money on the over. Unsurprising here. The line has gone from minus 110 to minus 113 to the under, so not real, or sorry, to the over, so not real movement there. And for the money line here, the Rays getting a shitload of money, 88% of the bet, 69% of the money there. And we've gone from, where are you? Show your fucking face. There you are. Minus 130 to minus 132. Slight movement to the Rays. I do think the Nationals are live to win this game. I don't have any action on it yet. Would like to hear opinions from you, Dabby. And of course, people in the chat, if you are on this game, let me know. Dabby, thoughts?
I actually was in the same position as you, and I don't know if you've noticed this because I don't bet on the A's and the White Sox and shit like that. But over the years, because this is the third year we've done this show on Saturday. Is this the third year we've done this already on Saturdays? Holy shit! God, time goes by so fast, man.
Yeah, I can remember it because I can look at my spreadsheets and be like, "Oh, back-to-back negative seasons. You better have a winning year, you fucking asshole." So yes, I remember.
Man, this is this is the first time I've been down in something like I am in MLB right now, and it's frustrating me. But if I looked back at my numbers last year, I did get down like 6 units at one point, like right around this time period, and then I was still able to creep up to 23 units positive at the end of the season. So I'm not hitting the panic button yet, but I need to win some motherfucking bets.
Yep.
I need to hit Brandon Marsh's prop today, and then I really don't. I'll be happy.
Yeah. I was about to say, you just need to hit Brandon Marsh. If you hit Brandon Marsh, then everything's okay.
Everything else doesn't fuck. I just want to hit that prop today, and I'm cool. But man, I wanted to do the same thing as you. What I was getting at when I was talking about the 3 years is I don't bet the Nationals and the A's and the White Sox every day like you do. But when I do say that I think you're on the right side, it seems like you always get it right, and I think the Nationals are the right side here. Savali has been, not great. Looking at this month, he's got 4 starts this month. 0-1 with the 4.66 ERA, an opponent batting average of 278. That's just terrible, and that's over 19 1/3 innings. So I just, it comes down to, are the Nats going to score any runs for you? But it's funny because if you look at just like a small sample size, you could take a 6-game sample size here. The Nats are averaging 4.5 runs per game, while the Rays are averaging 3.83 runs per game. So again, small sample size, but yeah, I like the Nationals here. I think the Nationals in the first 5 is the way to go.
God, it's going to be a fun game. By the way, I forgot to mention this earlier. RotoWire does have Braves, Pirates in red. So that might not go, which would not be ideal, obviously. But make sure you have action, I guess, checked on your bets in that game, because I will definitely have action. All right. Man, I'm going to move on the Washington Nationals here, and this is basically like belief in my guy Jake Irvin. This is me backing Jake Irvin. This is less market analysis. This is faith in my guy having a good start here. So Nationals full game plus 121. I also like the Nationals bullpen well enough to get it done for me here. So, all right. Let's keep it moving here, and I'm starting to have a bigger card than expected. So you will probably be seeing some few passes here in this next game. Dodgers, Giants, great Giants win for you guys on it. 9th inning walk-off. Sweaty, I'm sure, but you guys got the job done. Glass now, arguably probably going to win the NL Cy Young. Zach Wheeler, we'll see. Against Eric Miller for the Giants, who I assumed was a bullpen day, but I don't see any primary listed. And it's very interesting. Eric Miller, his last appearances, all been 1 inning. So we're definitely getting a bullpen day from the Giants. Just the real question is, who's going to throw the bulk of these innings? And I'm going to look at the Giants bullpen right now, and we'll let you guys know. So their bulk, guys, I can't say that right now. Randy Rodriguez threw 53 on Tuesday, has not thrown. They have Spencer Bevins, who threw 43 on Monday, 7 on Thursday. But I guess their bullpen is honestly pretty worn out, but they'll be fine enough to go here and get the job done. Duvall threw 12 yesterday, should be fine to go again. Taylor Rogers and Tyler Rogers both should be available. Tyler has thrown 15 on Tuesday, 14 on Wednesday, and 13 on Friday. So he's probably a little gassed, but he'll be going. So full bullpen day, little Sean Helly, little Ryan Walker. I typically like bullpen days. If I was betting on the team, I don't know why, but the bullpen just seems to take more of a sense of responsibility of the game, and they all step up and pitch better. But I just ultimately have no bets in this game. It's too juiced. Giants are nothing. Market in this game, 87%. Wow, hilarious. 87% of the bets on the Dodgers, Dabby Cab, but only 19% of the money on them. 13% of the bets and 81% of the money on Los Gigantes here. Wow. That's crazy. This opened up at 210, and we're seeing now minus 192 for Los Doyers here. So that's interesting. Does make it feel like the Giants are semi-live in this game. Any thoughts here, Dabby?
Shout out to my guy Christopher Tatum in the chat. He said he just bet Marsh RBI. Let's get that shit, man. We need that today. My first initial knee jerk is I see the total sitting down there at 7, and obviously anybody's thought's going to be over when you see it. But then you look in the glass now. It's like he is a little wild, and he's given up a home run in each of his last starts this month. So if you're gonna walk somebody and give up a long ball, that's a recipe for an over. All that being said, what I really kind of want to do is take the Dodgers team total over here, especially if they're getting a bullpen day off of the Giants after a loss yesterday in the 9th inning. It's just sitting at plus money at 4.5 right now. I was hoping I could get like a minus 120 for a 4, and it's not there. But since it's plus money at 4.5 right now, I'm going to sit on it. I'm very likely going to bet the Giants. I'm very likely going to bet the Dodgers team total over today. I'm just going to watch the number for a little bit and decide.
Okay. Team total for the Dabby Cab. No action here for me. Let's move on to your other team here, Dabby. Rangers, Orioles here. They'll be getting pimp slapped a bit. I have no action here. I thought it was a little interesting that the Orioles, were only minus 148 here. I thought it'd be a little higher, but Cade Povich is young, and Mike Lorenzen has pitched pretty well. I expect Lorenzen to be traded again, so we'll see how that works out for him. But this was another no action spot for me. Dabby, let's hear what you think on your Texas Rangers.
I don't care about this game. The Rangers suck. The Rangers are, at this point, they're the same thing as the White Sox and the A's. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and put it like that's who they are this year. The Rangers are terrible. If you want to bet this game, I don't like going lefty on lefty. I usually, even though some lefties like Alvarez and a few others, they hit lefties just as well, but I still don't like. It's just the principle. It's the analytics. It's the principle of the thing. I don't do it. But one person who's prop that I gave it out once on the show and he didn't cash it, but he's cashed it multiple times since then is Josh Smith. Josh Smith has just been the one positive thing for this Rangers baseball team this year. He is the only one positive thing.
That's hilarious. Shout out to Josh Smith.
Who saw Josh Smith coming, dude? I mean, he's hitting fucking in the 3-hole. He's hitting over 300. He's got some power. Like, shout out to Josh Smith. And he wasn't even going to get to play if Young didn't get hurt.
Yeah, the only Josh Smith I know is former Atlanta Hawk and former Houston Rocket, Josh Smith. So it's very funny. I don't know this game.
I'll say this again. So Josh Smith's hits, runs, and RBIs is at only minus 105 today. That's because, it's lefty on lefty. But he's sitting in the 3-hole, and he's got the only 2 players that are decent still on the Rangers in front of him, which is Semien and Seager. So you got a guy sitting in the 3-hole with Semien and Seager in front of him, and you're getting, basically no juice on a 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I mean, it's a great looking forward throughout the season, it's going to continue to be a good bet, I think.
Okay. There we go. So good notes from Dabby. Market in this game, 90% of the bets, 95% of the money on the Orioles. This opened up at minus 147, is now minus 150 at Bet Online. And for the total, like we mentioned, this is the only game kind of bet towards the under. 56% of the money, 56% of the bets, 60% of the money on the over in this game. And this actually has gone from an 8.5 to a 9.5 here, which is quite funny that we had some under money, and this opened up 8.5 and then went to a 9 and skied all the way up to a 9.5. It's just the under now, but that's crazy to see. So no action here for me. By the way, happy Saturday from Rod Z. 10-star play of the day. Angels money line here. Tigers to New Colorado. 0-6 now on the road. Very interesting. Very interesting. Next, Detroit, Los Angeles. Reese Olson is one of the very more interesting pitchers to talk about here, Rod. Man, because he just doesn't get run support, but he is a solid ass pitcher, I think. But yeah, I do agree with you, Rod. I like the Angels here. Shout out to Wine Time Sports, who's been saying last few days now, bet the Angels, bet the Angels, bet the Angels. They're, in the next 10 games, he thinks they're going to be a solid squad that's kind of, figuring its shit out. And I kind of like that look. I kind of like that look as well. They're on a 5-game winning streak right now. O'Hoppe has been, I don't know. I don't want to say he's been like really good, but he's kind of stepped up and now is the leader in that clubhouse. So, yeah, I agree. Angels money here. And I might move on it myself here, Dabby. What do you think?
I'm going to make Wine Time I'm going to make him cringe right here. My only question for the Angels is, who is Renfroe going to get traded to? That's my question. Where's he going at the trade deadline this year? Because there's got to be a few teams salivating over him right now. But I agree. Angels have been hot at this price with a 2-8 pitcher on the mound in Reese Olson. Even though his numbers don't, indicate somebody who should be 2-8, he's still 2-8, and you got to take it for what it's worth, right? 3.35 ERA is not that bad, but the fact of the matter is the team doesn't hit behind him, and he doesn't do what it takes to get the job done and win the baseball game. That's why his record's where it's at. Canning's in the same boat, 3-8 here. So, I mean, over, man, I know it's a simple look, but over, I kind of like the over here. Kind of like the Angels at plus money. Those are the two ways I'd look. I am going to join you, Wine Time. My dude said Braves. Oh, man. I'd like to see that. I'd be cool with that.
It's going to be an interesting game to see what happens. In that Braves game especially, because I guess that's going to be the game of the day. We've got a stake bet on it. It's going to be fun. Angels for me, plus 105. Going to be official. Let's go, Wine Time. I believe in you, my guy. 64% of the bets, 87% of the money on the Tigers, by the way.
What's the Angels team total? Is it 3.5? Because I could get behind that.
I will let you know right now. It is, in fact, 3.5 minus 117.
Ooh, I might bet that.
9% of the money and 70% of the bets. Sorry, backwards there on the over. This total went from a 8.5 to a 8. It was an 8.5 juice to the under, minus 120. But now we're seeing 8 minus 115. I kind of leaned under in this game. I think Canning and Olson are decent enough pitchers, and these lineups suck. So I'm sticking with the Angels. I'm gonna ride with Wine Time here, plus 105 for me. So it's gonna be fun. Last game on our card, Dabby Cab, and I need to get out of this game with no bets because I have too many bets. I have entirely too many bets here today, and I need to maybe whittle
I'd have
down
more than I had because I hadn't finished capping everything. I thought I would add some. Today's card's a little tough, man. So I'm gonna be rooting for you.
Yeah, I think one of my biggest factors in success is volume. When Dad, we've had this conversation many a time. I try my fucking hardest to keep my volume down. And those high volume days, I survive them. I never have good high volume days. It's either I survive them or I get crushed. So It's one of those things I have to improve on. I cashed the under 7 in this game last night pretty comfortably. I think Clark Edge was the guy that stake bet me on this game on the total. So no sign from him yet, but I hope he's doing well. 85% of the bets, 86% of the money on the over here again. It went from a juiced over 7 minus 130 to a 7.5, which kind of makes more sense if it was just 7.5 there. So you can basically say this is a 7.5 the whole time with all that money on the over. Again, I admittedly lean towards the under here again. 50-50 ticket split on the bets for the money line and 47% of the money on the Twins. So slight, I guess, on the Mariners. But I didn't want to bet this game. I thought these were two solid pitchers. Under or nothing here for me, and it turned out to be nothing.
Well, today we're going to get back on track to the Astros closing that gap with the Mariners, because I know you hate to hear it, but the Astros are going to go ahead and take that full game money line anyways. I'm going to root for you, though, since I have first 5. But they're going to take that, and the Mariners are going to lose here because the Astros are going to keep closing that gap. Like I said, I got 21 games left to hit my prediction on the head. So today I need it. You know, Minnesota won 4 of its 5 games coming into the series. And then you look, Seattle, they've been losing. I don't have the number in front of me, but they lost, I want to say like 6 out of 7 or something like that before yesterday. It's just struggling. And, you know, at the plate, they've been only hitting, where is it? I just had the numbers. They've been terrible at the plate. Hitting 236. And that's off 72 at bats off Lopez here. So we got 72 at bats off Lopez, and the Mariners are hitting 236 as a team off of him. And then you look on the other side, the Twins, they've got pretty good numbers against Miller. And then this month, the Twins are hitting 287 as a team. They've scored 8 runs in 3 of their last 5 games, so they're putting up runs. I'd go with the Twins here. Twins. I like Twins.
By the way, I thought it was fucking crazy. Like you said, I thought Carlos Correa's forearm was broken.
I've never seen somebody do that and not have a broken wrist. I was certain when I saw him walk off that his wrist was broken. That was
I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, that sucks for the fucking Twins. And then came back yesterday and I think got an RBI, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember exactly how it came by, but
he hit a bomb. 408.
Okay. Yeah, that was nuts. So shout out to Carlos Correa. Very, very impressive shit there. So let's recap our action here, Dabby Cab. I have, like I said, kind of a lot of action here, and it worries me. It worries me a lot, but I like the looks. I feel good about my capping in these last few days. I fucking believe. And if you believe, you are in this chat right now. You're grinding with me every day, and we appreciate you guys. So keep the faith. You know, Dabby, one of the few things that I appreciate about my fucking losing records these last 2 years is that I know what it feels like to be a shitload of units down, and I know what it feels like to come back from all those units and blow it again. So I can get myself out of these ditches now. Like fucking 3 days ago, I was down 23 units, and now we're only down 13, I think it is. Yeah, 13.5. So we're fucking climbing out of this together. Stick with us here. Say Hey Plays, Pub Sports Radio. We will be a winning capper at the end of this fucking baseball season. My first time
rooting
in
for
my history. We're going to do it. All right. So my action here, Dabby, and buckle in. I cut one play because of volume. I cut the Yankees play. Yankees Blue Jays, over. I believe I had that. I cut that out. So these are my action. Guardians, Royals, doubled up on the over 7 minus 130, over 3.5, minus 108. Metropolitan's money line. Let's fucking go, Grimace. Me and you, Grimace. Money line minus 107. Full game. As you'll hear, Dabby Cab is on first 5 something. At Mets, Astros over 8.5, minus 110 there. The first time in a while, the Cow Cat parlay. Shout out to the cash cow play of the day. the Arizona Diamondbacks here. Troy will be all over them. And shout out to you, Troy. Couple of those outside your house right now, Dabby.
Yeah.
Couple of those. I still can't believe people are like, what? That's not a fucking cow. It's funny. All right. I have
Wasn't a cow.
no. Well, fucking people tell me that's not a fucking cow, dude. Cows can't be brown. The fuck?
But that's a cow. Cows can be brown. What are you talking about?
That's what people told me, Cab. When that
There's
first
black cows,
debuted.
white cows, brown cows.
People wouldn't believe it. But the cow cat parlay here, Arizona money line and my Cleveland Kansas City Royals over 7. That parlay is plus 167. The Pittsburgh Pirates under 7.5. 7.5 is minus 118. And I am taking the Pittsburgh Pirates money line plus 132. Washington Nationals money line. Let's go Jake Irvin plus 121. And let's go Wine Time Sports. Los Angeles Angels money line plus 105 for me. Down 13.52 units, and we're going to fucking dig our balls out of this yet again. We've done it once this year. We can do it again. And by the way, for those who missed it, we did do soccer plays off the top. Only soccer play I have today. It's probably the one I feel the least good about since I've given these plays out. I wanted just both teams to score, but it was minus 140. So I did both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Some people call it the Alex Classic. Shout out to you, Alex. In Canada, Chile today, plus 170. We're up 5.1 units on the soccer tournaments thus far. So shout out. Dabby, your action.
All right. Not as much action as you. I got the Brandon Marsh over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 130. I got the Astros in the first 5, minus 118. You can get minus 112 now. It's moved against them, but I got Astros first 5, Brandon Marsh over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And then I'll take the 4.5 for the Dodgers. So I'm going ahead and telling everybody it's official, but I'm going to wait to see if I can get a 4. Okay. So if I get a 4, I'm going to take the 4. If not, I'll take the 4.5. So Dodgers team total over.
All right. And by the way, I mean, it's funny. I can say I have, this high volume day. All my volume does not equal Dabby Cab's 1 Brandon Marsh bet. So I am still.
That's what's so interesting about gambling, bro. And look, and I'm going to say my piece since you had fucking our guy Mike up here talk about, increase your look. I love Mike. That was some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard anybody say, ever. All that matters is winning, okay? Oh, well, if you hit 6 out of 10, that's not as many as if you hit 60 out of 100. Well, dude, what the fuck? We can do math, Mike. I know if you add your number 60 out of 100, you're going to win more than 6 out of 10. But you just got to win your bets, man. You just got to win your bets. That's what matters.
Yeah, I have exactly half or a little under half of the money you have on the Brandon Marsh bets. So I am rooting for me to have a winning day. I want your Brandon Marsh bet to cash more than anything that I have. So
me too.
I'm rooting for you, of course, Dabby Cab. Dabby, of course, will be seeing each other very soon in like 2 more weeks again.
Yeah.
You're going to be sick of me by the end of these next few weeks because you're going to get double dosed here. It's going to be fun. I talked about this a little bit yesterday, but any Arlington, Dallas, Houston baseball fan cappers that want a little all-star experience, because I've never been around the all-star game. I'm excited to be around it, get in the mix and all this shit. But Dabby Cab, myself, Victor actually said he's down to come this time. So Portobello
Nice.
Victor will be joining us here. Maybe even T joins. I don't know. But Victor will join. We're going to be doing, interviews. We're actually have one of my friends who's a woman. Fun fact, guys. I have friends that are women. I know. Shocking enough. I know. She wants to do those videos as well. And who knows? I told Victor this yesterday, Dabby, but I said, Victor, here's what Dabby wants. He wants to find the next Hawk Tua girl. Like, he wants that to be what we do here.
I never said that, but I'm cool with it. I'm down with meeting her.
I know you are. You love Dabby. We've talked about this.
Listen,
You love
Jose,
her.
Hawk Tua wants you to put the legs on the shoulders, though. She doesn't want belly on belly.
She can't get him up there. She can't get him up there.
She don't want belly on belly.
She can't get him up there. No, everyone loves a little penguin action, a little belly to belly. Yeah. So we'll be up in Arlington, Dallas for the All-Star Game festivities. We'll be there specifically for the Home Run Derby day. So come before the Home Run Derby. During, we will probably. I'm still investigating to see if I'm willing to put up the money to do that, to go inside. But if not, we'll be outside chilling. There's going to be a shitload of people there. We'll be talking, chatting. Hopefully, I'll be social that day, and we'll be having a lot of good time. So if any of you guys are in the area, come on down, say hello to us. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Dabby Cad's like 6'7", so you can't miss him. So it'll be a good time. Dabby, any last thoughts for the people joining? And shout out to you, BJ. 5-unit bet on the Cubs.
Yeah, hell yeah. Good to see our guy BJ in here. Morgan Spooner, Abel A, my dude from the Sesh, man. I appreciate Abel. He's always supporting the Sesh on Mondays. So that's the last thing I can say. If any of you guys, some of you guys, I don't see you in the chat on Mondays. I know Mondays at 10 a.m. is a tough time to show up for something. But if you haven't been tuning in, tune in. We're going to have the first new edition of Happy Tales. Big Happy.
I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, Big Happy is finally free from state. And it's going to be a little different. Obviously, since he was a winning capper, we're going to let you guys hear his bets. But we're more interested in the tales. We want to see what 19 years of state is. We're going to talk about some of the food he made, some of the things that went on. So Happy Tales is coming at you guys on Monday.
It's going to be very exciting. Do you remember the question that I asked you to ask him?
Shit. Something about something.
Okay. I don't know. I haven't seen the video yet, Dabby, but have you seen the video? I only saw a screenshot of a prison guard in the prison.
Oh, you want to ask him if they hook up a lot, like prison guards?
Yes,
and stuff?
I'd like to also ask that. I'd like to know.
I got a buddy who fucked a lunch lady when he was in prison.
Respect. I just want to know, like, a percentage. What percentage of the prison population is fucking? And that could be,
or they got, like, if you're in like prison, right? You understand what we're talking. Like, if you're in prison, that you can set up like meetings where you get like a room for like a certain amount of time. And,
what are the conjugal provisions?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to know. I want to know who's fucking in the prison, though. That's what I want to know. So I'm very interested to see.
A lot of dudes.
Well, yeah, exactly. I want to know their percentages. How many is there? Is it 40% of the population, and then 5% of that 40% is
Jose, if you're
guards?
asking, the answer is yes. You would probably get fucked if you went to prison. If that's
that's
what you're wondering, the answer is yes.
No, I would be like Andy Dufresne, and I'd be taken by the sisters quite quickly, and it'd be tough. I'd probably end up killing myself at some point. I shout out to
God damn.
Fucking
let's wrap this librarian.
Shit up. Okay, you just got me on Shawshank, so it's gonna be interesting. So, all right, we appreciate you guys, and yes, Kelly, by consent. Not we're not trying to calculate prison rapes, unfortunately. I was just curious boy here asking curious questions about the prison guards here. And yes, Shane, have you guys seen Shaw?
Jesus, wrap this shit up. Well, Jose's like, yeah, I'd probably take it in the ass and then kill myself, guys. Like, God damn.
All right. Well, again, tune in on Mondays. The Sesh, Happy Tales, not trails, is going to be live and in person. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. We'll be live together in Arlington for the All-Star Game festivities. And just follow us on Twitter till then. So it's going to be fun. Yeah, this got me. We took a.
No, don't we.
Term,
there was no we in this. It's always you, Jose. There's no
You're
we.
right.
It's always you.
You're right. Say hey, and we'll see you guys next time.